Put your hands together for our next performer, Janet. And maybe John. No, John, just Janet tonight. Oh, Bob, she's from Chicago too. Where's Bob? She was just talking about, like, on Facebook, all the food. There's pictures of her eating all this delicious food, which now makes me really want to go to Chicago because I've never been.
There are reasons, but first of all, before she leaves, I want a picture of us.
Oh, wait, let me take my hair down.
I've got my hair up because it's raining.
Yeah, but I love you.
Just curls and stuff like that.
And I do this fabulous stuff.
I can feel my fast. I needed to do that. I needed to do that. Now I'm going to give a camera to John because I don't want to hold it. So there you go. Hi. Hello there. My name is Janet. I'm originally from Chicago, but I moved here 3 years ago. Give it up for Chicago, yeah. Give it up for us. I'm not going to be a bitch like that because, you know, I'm not going to be a bitch like that. But thanks for shout-outs for Chicago. I also run organization called Scars Publications. Want to know the website? Scars, SCARS.TV. We do literary magazines in the editor of 2 literary magazines, and we publish books and stuff, and I've just published a bunch of books right now, and I thought I would read to you 3 poems from one of the recent releases. Performance art shows of mine over the years. From chapter 48, there's 18, 28, 38, there's a bunch of them. Chapter 48, B2, it's got a bunch of shows in Chicago, which is why you see a Chicago thing on here, but there's also shows from Austin here, which is why you see an airplane shot leaving Chicago as a cover. So I thought I'd share 3 different poems from this show for you. And the first one that I was going to do is a piece that's called And I'm Wondering. And I'm wondering if there's something that brings people together, that brings people to their knees, that sucks them in. And I'm wondering if you're feeling what I'm feeling. Are you sensing what I'm sensing? Am I making this all up in my head? Or when I look up and I look across the room and I catch your eyes, well, are you actually looking at me? And I'm wondering if we'd have one of those relationships that no one ever does, especially us, because we know we will always be in love. And I'm wondering why you find if you find my neurotic pet peeves charming, like how I hate it when people touch my belly because I'm so self-conscious. And I'm wondering why you had to tell me when we happened to be sitting next to each other that the fact that our legs were almost touching was making your heart race. And I was wondering why I felt the need to take your cigarette and inhale, exhale, while the filter was still warm from your breath there just seconds before. And I'm wondering if a year or 2 from now, once we've gotten to that point where we should have gotten comfortable with each other and sunk into a comfortable rut after dating for so long, if you saw me making macaroni and cheese in the kitchen and I'm using margarine and water because I have no milk, and I've got my hair, it's all in a mess, it's all tied up and my hair strands are falling down into my eyes, and I'm wearing these oversized button-down denim shirts and nothing else. Well, what I was wondering is if you would see me like this and still think I was sexy. When I glance up and I catch your eyes from across the room, or when I see your eyes dart away, when I feel this chemical reaction, well, what I'm wondering is, do you feel it too? Thank you. Is that a longer one? Oh, this could be fun. Because I had a great plow burger and vegetarian burger, sir, I thought I'd read this one for you. Excellent. Well, I hope you guys like it. There we go. I had a dream the other night. I walked out of the city to a farm road, and there were these square acres of living land just starting to bloom, displaying a colorful checkerboard quilt as far as the eye could see. And I walked along an empty road next to crops at 3000 South, and a small little pig walked right up to me. And now this little pig didn't look like a farm pig. He looked like this 10-inch pot-belly pig. And he walked right up to me and he said, "Thank you." Thank you for not buying cosmetics. I know you humans are pretty smart. You've got to be able to figure out a way to make yourselves pretty without killing me. And I said, I don't think companies worry that much about the animals unless these are toxic to, chemicals are toxic, meaning that it's actually toxic to humans. And the pig snorted. Which lives are worth saving, the little pig then said. Cutthroat corporations don't ask questions like that, I said. He said, I know, but thank you anyway. Yeah, I had that dream the other night, that I walked out of the city to a forest, and there were these neatly paved bicycle paths and trash cans every 50 feet, and trash every 10. And then a raccoon came right up to me in my dream. She had a few little baby raccoons following her. It was so cute. I wish I had my camera. And she spoke to me, and she said, thank you. Thank you for not buying furs. I know you humans are pretty smart. You've got to be able to figure out a way to keep yourselves warm without killing me. And I said, you know they don't do it for warmth. They do it for fashion. They do it for power. And she said, I know, but thank you anyway. And then I walked deeper into that forest, and I saw this stray cat. And she still had a little neon collar on with a little bell, and then she walked a few feet, and she stretched her front paws. Oh, she looked so darling. And then she walked right up to me, and she said, thank you. And I said, for what? And she just looked at me for a moment. Her little ears were standing straight up. And she said, you know, in some countries, I'm considered a delicacy. And I said, how do you know of these things? And she said, when somebody eats one of you, word gets around. And then she just looked at me for a second. She said, and in some countries, the cow is sacred. Wouldn't these humans love to see how you prepare them for slaughter, how you hang them upside down and slit their throats so their still beating hearts will drain out all the blood for you? And I said, don't put me in that category. I don't eat meat. And she said, I know. And I keep having these bad dreams, and I don't do much, I don't do enough, but every night I get these bad dreams all the time of our country just going down the tubes, and all I dream about is this reality that my hands are eternally tied behind my back and there's nothing I can do. And every night I wake up and sweat. You know, now that I know that Britain is leaving the EU, so tell me, Prime Minister David Cameron. So tell me, Jeb, exclamation point, Bush. So tell me, Ted, Cuban, Canadian Cruz. So tell me, Entertainer-in-Chief, Donald Trump. So tell me, crooked Hillary Clinton. So tell me, Barack Hussein Obama. If you lived through my dreams, if you had thought the way I do you think that you would be in a sweat too? You know, my motives aren't selfless. I know that these things are worthwhile in my life. I'd like to find a cure to these man-made diseases before I die of them. I mean, it's not that I'm a vegetarian because I think it's wrong to kill an animal unless I have to. I also know that I could, all of the excess fat that I'm having pulls protein out of my bones and gives me osteoporosis. And I know that we could be feeding, the excess fat, don't forget about that. That gives me heart attacks. But I know that we could be feeding like 17 times more people with the same resources used for meat production. You know, I know you're looking at me and calling me an extremist, but I'm looking around me, looking at all these family values, and thinking that the right, moral, non-violent decisions are also those extreme ones. Everything is linked here. We destroy our animals, we destroy our plants, we destroy our earth, we destroy our air, we wreak havoc on the soil and the atmosphere, we dump our waste into our lakes, we pump aerosol cans and exhaust fumes. You tell me that I'm extreme. And I'm beginning to think that we just keep doing it because we don't know how to stop. Because deep inside we feel the pain of all that we've killed, and we try to control the pain by popping chemical-filled painkillers. We live through the guilt by taking saccharin, caffeine, nicotine, morphine. We keep ourselves thin with the saccharin. We keep ourselves sane with our alcohol poisoning. And, you know, we'll do anything to ourselves to make sure that we're always the one that have the power, right? But in the wild, you have no power over anyone else. Now that we're civilized, we create our own wild. Maybe when we have all this power, the only choice we have is to destroy ourselves. And so we do. If you want this one copy, because it's massively huge. Oh my god, it's only $12. $12? You must be kidding me. So I'm gonna make sure to let me know and give it up for somebody.